Okay, so I take the dirt. See? There's worms. These are small ones compared to what you could buy in the store. I used to give her just 1 or 2 big ones. These are so small, I give her about 8 or 9. Poor little guys. And she goes after them with great interest. And there she goes. Now she prefers to get the head first, but she's eaten 2 at once, so she's not real picky about where she grabs them sometimes. She eats them live. They're wiggling to the very end. So I don't think she's chewing them very much. She pretty much gulps and swallows them down. And it's great fun for her. See, the poor little worm's still wiggling around. Hi, turtle girl. You got a little worm on your lower lip. Normally, this is a box turtle from Missouri. She would be eating worms that she dug up out of the dirt. She's got some nice little claws. See those? She can dig pretty well. And come up with a nice way to harvest her worms. Now she's going to go get another one. And she dropped a piece of that first worm, which is still alive. She'll clean that up too. Oops. Now, you'll notice too, I've got a lamp over her. I didn't have to buy any special equipment. I bought a daylight light for her, which I've had on a timer that goes off and on for 12 hours of light, and it adds warmth. Then I've got another lamp that I add for more light. And she seems to be working well with that. But you have to have calcium from the sun normally, and that's why they sit outside on a rock to get their calcium. So you have to have a special lamp, light bulb, not a lamp, a light bulb that will give her a chance for the calcium to be absorbed through her shell. And this is all I fed her. I put all kinds of lettuce out and green things, and she's walk right by them. I bought commercial turtle food, and I'm sure she looked at that like, what in the world is that? It doesn't look like natural food at all. And so doing a little research and talking to some people who knew turtles better than I did, they said try some night crawlers. And so that's been her food of choice. Now I'm giving her more worms as I'm getting ready to let her go this spring. She's been with us for 5 months. So I'm giving her more and more worms every day so that she can get a little weight on her in case she has an adjustment problem, getting back into hunting her own worms. She's been so cute, very quiet except when she eats. She makes that little squishy noise. Now, before I put her out, I will paint those white patches on her to match her shell with some paint that hopefully will be weatherproof. Some oil paint probably, so that she doesn't stand out to predators. I'll take a lot of photographs of her so that I can hopefully identify her again when I run into her. Hopefully not with my car, but on our paths when we walk through the woods. And I'll be putting her back out in the woods exactly where I found her. And I've promised her that no one will go through those woods again with a skidder, ever. She does communicate with us. She's understanding of the help that she's received, and she's appreciative for it. She likes these little worms better than the big worms. She thinks they're more tasty. And I've tried to explain to her that she has to remember worms don't come raining out from heaven, and she's going to have to go digging for them again, and she assures me she knows that, and that she hasn't forgotten how. She's a very sweet girl, and it's been a joy over these past 5 months to see her go from being very hurt, depressed, and in pain, and not interacting with me, and going in her shell any time that I came near her, to coming literally out of her shell and interacting with me. As turtles go, I would not recommend one as a pet because they like to roam. That's pretty much what they do. They're nomads. They have their house with them. They have their territory, but they'll roam far and wide until they meet a mate, and then they'll mate and then go off in their hunt for worms. They have no particular place to go, just they like to wander. A lot of the time, they just sit stationary, either hiding under the dirt or sitting in the water. If I let her out in the living room to walk around, which I do frequently, she gravitates towards 1 or 2 spots near the wall, and will just sit there the whole day. So they aren't a very exciting pet. The worms are kind of stinky, but she is lovely. But I would not suggest anyone to voluntarily take a pet turtle. I think that's just wrong to take them out of their natural environment. But if you see a turtle that's hurt, don't be afraid to take the turtle to your vet. The vet charged me all of $10, not an exam fee or anything, but just a $10 to put that on there. And, you know, I think it's something that anybody could do. I was concerned that she had a lot of dirt and blood, and that wouldn't be a good thing to do myself. I wanted to make sure she didn't get an infection. So I had him properly clean her and put the patch on for 10 measly dollars, so I owe her that. He guesstimated she was about 3 years old. She cute. Isn't she cute? And she's taught me a bit about turtles. These box turtles, when they are pregnant, they will lay their eggs in a hole they dig and never see their babies hatch. Their babies will hatch on their own and then dig their way out. And they receive no parenting whatsoever. God has hardwired them to know how to live, and it's up to us to protect them on the roads, because what a turtle knows for defense is to go into its shell. So if it sees something coming and wants to hide or protect itself, it will go in its shell, making a very easy target for those who are cruel-hearted to run over, which we see that quite a bit. But it's also very easy to avoid them on the road, and so I have made it a mission of mine always to, if it's safe for me to pull over and move them to the direction they were going to and get them off the road. But I live in a rural area where there's very little traffic, so that's safe for me to do most of the time. I've passed by many a turtle where there was too many cars behind me and I didn't feel safe in stopping, and on my return, of course, the turtle would be dead. Now, I just don't like seeing that, so they are so easy to avoid on the road. If we want to take pride in being human, we ought to do everything we can to avoid hitting them. She still has some more worms to go, and I will probably give her a couple more. But this is Turtle Girl, and this is what you can do to help one in need. They can recover. You see one with a cracked shell, they can recover. She had it cracked on the bottom, which I don't want to show you because she's eating right now. And on both sides, they were very bad cracks. What that? Can't you just love that face? She's so cute. I got a worm wiggling around in her eye. Yeah. Yeah, it can be kind of gross, but she's so cute. She just loves her worms. Like I said, it's pretty amazing. She's swallowing them whole, and they are alive to the very end until they get digested, I guess. Oh, I just love my Turtle Girl. It's going to be very hard for me to let her go, but she belongs out in the wild. And I've been trying to tell her not to go on streets and watch out for tractors and things. I sure don't ever want to run over Turtle Girl. There we go. That's the last of that worm. But as far as turtle pets go, they are pretty cheap. I did not put a lot of money into this. I put more money into finding out what she would eat. If I had just known, I would have saved a lot. But it was about $10 for the light bulb, which I've gone through 2 of them in 5 months. And I paid about $4 or $5 for this storage container, which, if you'll notice, I also have it tilted on its lid so that the water stays at the bottom. It's very simple. It's enough space for her to have water and land. She doesn't require much. But like I said, they aren't very exciting aside from their eating time. And she is a dear. Not very demanding, not noisy, a little stinky, but I think that's the worms. She is lovely. So that's your lesson in turtle care for wild turtles who have been injured and need to recuperate.